Here's your car.
But that's not a thrill-to-build MRC Tamiya buggy.
Try this.
That's not an off-road rugged MRC Tamiya buggy.
Advanced super responsive off-road buggies by Tamiya, the originators and leaders in off-road radio control kits.
Would you consider it?
But that's not an MRC Tamiya. Now that's an MRC Tamiya.
Consult your yellow pages for the hobby shop nearest you.
CGQ Plus.
All right, welcome back finally to the next episode of Weekend Rental. Before I even say anything else, if anybody else out there has any ideas, please tell me. You know, it's become like this YouTube trope that you start a video with like, "Hey guys," and like I don't want to do that. Like I don't want to be a part of, you know, YouTube tropery, but I never know what to say, you know, when I start the video. So whatever, accepting suggestions down in the comments section. Now, if you didn't see the community post that I put on the community tab here on the page, and you don't follow me on social media, then you might be wondering where the heck I've been when I was uploading videos on a weekly basis for a pretty decent stretch there. And I got COVID. That's what happened. I got COVID, I don't know, second week of May, something like that. Ended up missing like 3 weeks of work. And I'm all better now. I've been better for a little bit, but you know, when you're down and out for that long, things kind of get backed up. And I wasn't really able to make any videos for a while, but hopefully now I'm back to being able to make, you know, it's frustrating for me because I felt like I had sort of committed myself, you know, internally to the idea that I was going to upload one video a week on this channel. And I feel like I was doing a good job. And then I got COVID due to somebody else's carelessness. And, you know, it's frustrating, but that's still my intention. So now that we're back, I want to go back to making one video a week. Might not always be a weekend rental episode, but there should be something new on this channel every week if I'm doing my job. So that's all I really have to say about any of that. Now, if you listen to the podcast, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll put something down in the description box. If you listen to the podcast, you know that I had said on the show that we were going to do Rambo 3. Yeah, Rambo 3 for the next weekend rental. And I kind of changed my mind. I'm still going to do Rambo 3, but just not this week. You know, before I ended up getting sick, I had, you know, put some time into practicing the game so that, you know, I would be halfway decent at it and I could show you guys hopefully all the game, or at least most of the game. And I wanted to do that on the back of Bloody Wolf because I was just trying to make the point of look how similar Bloody Wolf is to Rambo 3 rather than Contra, which, like I said, it drives me nuts when people really even try to compare Bloody Wolf to Contra. Anyway, I'd kind of decided I'm not going to do that game. And so I went over to the game shelf, you know, a week ago or so, because I was going to do this last weekend and it just didn't happen. But I went over to the game shelf and I just felt like I've been in kind of a PlayStation mood lately. And so I just figured, let me see what interesting, you know, PlayStation game we could talk about. And the one I found, I mean, you know what it is, right? Because it's, you know, the name of this video, but is RC de GO. And I'm going to talk about the game a little bit before we fire it up. I distinctly remember like RC de GO ended up on my radar because I saw it covered in a magazine when it came out. And I thought I had narrowed it down to the December, what would that be? December 2000 issue of PSM, which is not up on Retro Mags yet, but I reached out to Brian from Retro Mags and he was able to look through the magazine or have somebody else look through the magazine for me. And there was no mention of the game there. So I wasn't really reading any other video game magazines besides PSM. So if I find it between recording this and editing and uploading it, I'll overlay it on the screen, but it's really not that important. But the point is just I saw that in a magazine and I just sort of logged it away in my head as like, oh, that's a neat looking game. I want to check it out if I ever run across it. and I just never did. But I always kept it. It was sort of on this list in my mind of like, if I see this game, I'm going to pick it up. And it took over 10 years for me to find it. This is the only copy I've ever owned. I have the autofocus turned off, so I don't know if you'll be able to make it out. But I got this at a Bookman's for $5. And, Bookman's, I don't know if Bookman's is still around. Bookman's was a chain or is a chain of media stores in the Southwest, I think mostly in Arizona. I got this in sunny Phoenix. Some might say too sunny Phoenix. And, I used to go in there. I would have to go to Phoenix for work, and I would hit up at least one Bookman's. There's two Bookman's I could reasonably get to. One of them was farther. And I would just go look through, whatever they had. And they would have like the high dollar games, like in a glass case, and you had to ask someone to get them. But I wasn't really there looking for that kind of stuff. I was there looking for this kind of stuff because they just had shelves and shelves of games. And back then, if a PlayStation game was, nothing to worry about as far as not, a AAA title everybody was looking for, it was on one of these shelves, and it was like usually $5. And I got a lot of games that way. And so I was finally able to pick up RC to Go. And so when I saw it on my shelf, I took it down like, oh, that'd be a cool game to do for weekend rental, maybe. And then I flipped it over and was looking at the back of the jewel case. And I'll put a picture on the screen so you see what I'm talking about. But, in the back of PlayStation games, there's the little section where it gives you sort of like critical info, like, 1 player or 2 player, how many memory blocks it takes, et cetera, et cetera. And then it says analog steering controller compatible. But then the little graphic next to it shows kind of a twisting motion, which immediately made me think of the NeGCon. I was like, oh, can I play this with the NeGCon? And then that was like, okay, that's it. We're playing the game. As far as the name goes, I never put 2 and 2 together on this. RC to Go was released here by Acclaim, but it's a Taito game. And a very long-running series from Taito, arcade and home console, is Densha de GO. And Densha de GO means go by train in Japanese. And Densha de GO is an arcade passenger train driving game. And that might not sound cool, but Densha de GO is a pretty cool game. And if you want to check that game out, I think the best way, it was never released in the West, so you can play it, but it's all in Japanese, and you're not going to be able to get the full experience, sadly. But if you just kind of want to see it, they had released a plug-and-play Densha de GO that Tecmone did a review of, and so he can show you Densha de GO. But that, I don't even know when that started. Like sometime in the mid '90s, maybe. Densha de GO, appeared in the arcades, and there's been many home versions as well, and probably different arcade iterations. But it was on, PlayStation. I think it was on the Saturn. It was on PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. There was a PSP version, I think. But they're still making those games now. Like you can get Densha de GO for Switch or PS4, I believe. And then there was a Jet de GO where you I guess I haven't checked it out, but I guess it's an arcade style jet flying, like passenger jet flying game. And then there was one where you drive a steam locomotive. It was like, I think it's like Keisha de GO. I forgot. I read this a while ago, so I think it was Keisha de GO. So there's sort of a whole de GO, media franchise outside of just the Densha de GO. And the probably the biggest outlier, I would say, is RC to Go, because it really doesn't bear much similarity to the other games. But like I said, I had taken this down and was checking it out, and I kind of, it clicked in my head because I had just been watching a Tim Rogers video where he mentioned Densha de GO, and I was like, oh, that's the de GO. So this is Go by RC would be the translation of RC de GO. So I don't know what else I really need to say. You're going to see the kind of game that it is. Obviously, it's a radio control car game. The only thing I thought was weird it's kind of odd that Acclaim would release this game, only because Acclaim at this time had another series of RC car games that they were releasing. I think that was called Revolt, if I'm not confusing it with something else. So it's like you released a product to compete with your own product, but maybe they're different enough. They are different enough that I suppose it doesn't really matter. So I just thought it was a cool game. I mean, RC cars, you know, if you grew up, you know, if you're around my age, and I mean, it's not limited to being my age, but, you know, certainly growing up when I grew up, RC cars were a pretty big deal, I think. It was like one of the big, you know, presents maybe you could get for your birthday or Christmas, or something you could be into as a kid besides video games, was RC vehicles. And like, even if you just went to Toys R Us had a huge section of RC stuff. KB Toys would have RC stuff. Radio Shack sold a ton of RC stuff during the holidays and year round, but more. And then if you really wanted to get serious about RC stuff, you would go to a dedicated hobby shop that would have much higher end stuff, like Tamiya cars, for example, that you could really soup up, and you could go race those competitively if you were into that sort of thing. So, you know, I guess just because of when I grew up, I've always had a fascination for RC cars. So anyway, I don't know what else I need to say about that. I have played this game a bit already. I had a save game going, but we're going to start the game over. And only thing I would say is the game, you earn money in the game, you use it to buy upgrades. You know, I haven't read like a guide, so like I don't know what the best upgrade path is for upgrading your car. I just, you know, the first time I played it, I just started screwing around and you know, upgrading this, that, or the other thing. You can replay races as many times as you want to keep earning more money. So anyway, that's enough of that. So let's just load the game up. So I got to push this button and switch the view in a second. And it's going to play like a little intro video, and I'm going to let it play just because I think it's kind of neat. Sorry, it's like a lot of splash screens first. Oh, and then see, there's sponsors. That's kind of cool. RC Racing World, you know, a magazine. All right, anyway. All right. Oh, hold on. I want you to hear the...
RC to go!
He sounds Australian to me, which I think is weird, but whatever. Yeah, I don't know. That was a cool intro. I don't know what Kyosho is. Kyosho, is that a brand of RC cars? I mean, the only like sort of enthusiast brand of RC cars I know about is Tamiya. So, okay, so we're gonna do championship mode. Just because why wouldn't we? And I mean, I'm just going to play this game until I feel like I've played enough of this game. One thing I'll point out, though, is you see, well, maybe you don't see, but down at the bottom, instead of having like X and circle or anything, it says, okay, you press A, which would be circle, except that on the NeGCon, it's A instead. So the game knows that I've got a NeGCon plugged in, which is kind of cool.
Please input your name.
I don't know if we really need to watch this, but, I mean, why not? You read and I'll have some tea. Okay, so you get to pick the chassis that you start with, and you see you've got 4 categories, max speed, acceleration, grip, and brake. It doesn't matter that much, because as you upgrade your car, you can choose parts that improve any of those categories. So it's really just like, what are you going to start the game with? And, you know, I would say just look for something fairly balanced. I'm just going to take... I mean, how many do you even have to choose from? What is that, 3? I'll just take this one. And then you can pick the body you start with, but you end up getting some free bodies as you win races. So, and I don't think the standard body doesn't give you like any boost of anything. And then as soon as you get a different body, you get a performance increase, but they're mostly the same. So from this screen, this is like just the championship menu screen. You can go race. You can go to the shop. You can tune up is just like if you want to make modifications to your car, and then obviously exit. And we don't really have any money yet, or do we actually? We might have a little bit of money. No, we have no money. So we just have to go race first. And okay, so there's 2 types of races in RC to Go. There's like street courses or pavement courses, if you like, or you can go down. It calls them on-road and off-road. So these are the off-road courses, and these are the on-road courses. And you only really have your one RC car, but you keep all the parts that you ever buy. So if you're going to race off-road, you can change out parts as needed to to that end. But we'll just start with the on-road here at Sky Float Park. So I don't know if I'm talking loud, like the game audio is really loud in my head. All right.
3, 2, 1, go!
So you can, as you'll see, you know, it's, I mean, it's not like a sim, I'm not saying that, but much like if you were actually racing RC cars, your view never changes, because it's like if you were, standing on, a platform driving an RC car, you're just stationary. So I think that's kind of cool. And the cars don't move that fast when you start. Right now the game is pretty easy, but I put quite a few number of hours into this game, and the difficulty ramps up really quickly. As far as like as you upgrade your car, it starts going like ridiculously fast. And so I found that I was getting worse and worse at playing the game because I just needed more practice. So you have like a turbo boost if you hit the shoulder button, so that's kind of cool. I'm just trying to overtake this guy, but I hit him instead, so that's not helping. Ah! All right, we're not going to win this race. But we'll get some money there, so I might just have to race it a second time. So, all right, so you see we got a new course record and a new lap record. That's important because you get like bonus money for that. So we get $800 for coming in second, plus another 500, well, not bucks, points for setting the record, both records. So now with some money, we could go try to buy some parts, or we could just race again real fast and try to get a little bit more money. Maybe have a cleaner race and come in first. I mean, I've had this game for like 10 years now, probably, but it wasn't until last week. Like I said, I saw the packaging was like, oh, I could use the NeGCon with this. Before that, I was just playing it, with a DualShock controller, and I will say that I definitely did not enjoy it as much that way. Maybe I didn't give enough of a chance. And I suppose in theory you could also play this game with a driving controller. But the other thing I was going to mention is that there were also not one, but I should say at least two dedicated RC car controllers for the PlayStation. One of them was made by Innovation, and I've never personally held it, but honestly, you can look at the pictures and you can tell that it's kind of a cheap piece of crap. But then Hori also made one, and that one looks really nice. But I looked on eBay. They're kind of not cheap, and I think I'd have to end up importing one. And this is the only game I would use it with, and so I just didn't really feel like it was worth it. I mean, I wish if I knew somebody else that had one, I would love to just try it out. But I don't think I would get good value for my money, because I don't think I would play this game enough to make it worth it. Oh, back marker, get away from me. Oh, look at that. All right. So I remember last time I played this game, I remember that upgrading the tires actually made a pretty big difference, like right out of the gate. So I think I'm going to try doing that. So now you see we set new records again, and now we came in first. So now we should get, I think, another 1,500 points. So you get 1,000 points for coming in first and 500 more points as a bonus. So now we've got 2,800 points to go throw around in the store there. So I mean, this is very reminiscent in my mind of Gran Turismo. It's split up into categories. You can upgrade your engine. There's 3 different engine upgrades. Obviously, they get more expensive as you go along. You can upgrade your throttle servo, and then you see on the lower right there, it tells you like what benefit that's going to have to your 4 categories, right? So a throttle servo is going to increase your acceleration. I'm not sure what it would really have to do with braking, but you get a plus 13 for that. Steering servo, which is just for brakes, and brake discs and rotors there. And then what I was going to do is I was going to upgrade my tires, because you see that gives you an upgrade in all of the categories. So I wish I had a little bit more money. I would just buy the number 20s, but we'll just go with these number 35s for now. So we're gonna go ahead and buy that, and then now we only have $800 left, so we're gonna dip, and then you go into tune-up here, and you go into change parts. And see, this interface looks very similar, but now we're going to install these racing slicks. And hit exit. And then go race. And, I mean, we got first place here, so we could just go to the next race. Each subsequent race, you get more prize money. So if we're good enough to compete in Course 2, then you don't really want to keep playing Course 1, because the prize money you can see here has doubled for the second course. And then maybe here, if we can get a little bit more money, we'll buy some off-road tires, and then we'll go check out one of those off-road courses. This is creatively named Pool with Garden. Oh, it's raining. I have to remind, I don't remember this course. I already kind of forgot it. So, I mean, some course memorization is definitely helpful. Okay, now we're going to go, yeah, it's left, and then kind of a hard right. All right.
Midway through the race. Get after the others.
And it just, anybody, whoever's right in front of you, it just labels as your rival. I guess just so that you can differentiate them from maybe a car that you've lapped. Here we go. He snuck past him, but you see, I don't feel like we're that competitive in this race. So I think we probably need to go back to the first race and try to earn some more money. Because, I mean, 5th place, we're not going to make that much money.
Make a final spurt.
Oh, well, now we're really not going to do well, but I guess we'll just hold our 5th place there. But I mean, that was sloppy driving, but I don't know if it would have really made a difference. I don't know why I keep putting the cap back on my tee. All right, so we didn't set a record, which is not at all surprising. And then we made $600, so 600 points. So, I mean, that's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick, as, you know, maybe my grandfather would have said or something. I mean, I think I'm going to go back and just race the first race again and get some more money, and then we'll see what we can upgrade. But, I mean, that's basically how this game is played. You're not meant to just go in order and just like boom, boom, boom and finish the game. You have to go back and replay races over and over again to earn money. So, which is good, because otherwise you could blast through the game in no time. You know, I mean, in some ways you could kind of think as this being like a role-playing game. That's a stretch. But, you know, this is kind of like we're grinding for points so that we can upgrade our guy. Plus, you know, now we've got upgraded tires, so hopefully this race will be a little bit easier. Yeah, I went the wrong way. Every once in a while I do that. I have like a brain fart and I twist the controller the wrong way. But, one thing I was going to say, I just feel like if you're someone like me that just grew up really loving RC Pro-Am, you know, I just feel like this is like a kind of a spiritual successor to that game. And, you know, I really loved that game, so... And you want to really try not to touch... I mean, as you can see, you want to really try not to run into the other cars, because it just ends up slowing you both down. But then it's hard, because you're trying not to hit the other car, and then you just end up running into the wall instead, and that's not at all helpful. Oh, I thought that was the last lap. Dang it. I took my foot off the virtual gas. See, then you have to worry. See, now I have like these back markers I have to deal with, because you don't want to start hitting them either. There you go. Apparently, from what I've read, I think you may have seen it happen earlier. When you hit that boost, you can use that to drift through corners, but I haven't even tried to master that skill. All right, so we're going to get 1,500 points again. So now I have 2,900 points. So I'm gonna pop back into the shop real quick, and we're gonna buy some off-road tires and go check out that off-road race. So what can we? All right, we can buy. That's the best one we can buy. So that's what we're gonna do. And this is, you just get the same 1,000 points if you win this race. But if you beat both races in a pair of races, so like these are both the first the first tracks, like the first on-road and the first off-road, if you get first place in both of them, you get a new body for your car. And generally the bodies that you win playing the game are kind of like ridiculous, you know, so it kind of makes the game a little bit, you know, fun. And I think the one that we're going to get first, you know, whenever it is that we beat this track, I'm not trying to make it sound like I'm going to beat it right now, especially the way I'm driving. You get like, it's like a bear. So, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but I think it's fun. And then like later on in the game, you get an ambulance, which would be cool, except that the siren goes off like the entire time that you're driving. And like, that's really annoying. And I mean, you see I'm going off the track a lot because you just have to memorize the track. There's not really a way around that. But I mean, we're doing well. All right, we're in first. So let's just not screw that up. All right, there you go. Get him in first place. Thanks, no doubt, to the upgraded tires. So, so we'll get another 1,500 points, I assume, and then you'll see that we'll get a new body. Yeah. So, is that? Yeah, it says it's a bear. It's kind of a weird looking bear, if you ask me. But, and I mean, it's going to look ridiculous, but the thing is, you get a performance increase if you use it. So, ridiculous or not, we're driving a bear car around for a while. So you see, you get +5 across the board for that. And I mean, we can go see what they have in the shop if there's any like little upgrades we can make for 1,600 points. But I mean, that's not very much money, so I doubt really there's going to be anything. We don't want new tires. You can change this gear out, but it gives you a very small boost, and it's the kind of thing where I think you would ideally own all three of these, and then you would change it out depending on what track you were driving. You know, if it was high acceleration, you'd want; if it was really, you know, twisty and curvy. High speed, if there were a lot more, you know, more straightaway action. So, we might as well just take the normal one. You get +2 speed and +2 acceleration. And then I left the off-road tires on, so we might as well just check out a fourth track. I'm not going to drive the second on-road track with off-road tires on, so... Fountain Park. Sort of late afternoon vibes in that picture, but I don't... Oh, yeah. All right, and then you see we got the little bear with an antenna sticking out of his butt. See, now we got jumps. But, I mean, the grip is pretty bad. Like, as the grip gets better, you know, you can really go around those curves without having to really slow down or worry about running off the track. And, by the way, on tracks like that where there's that puddle of water, every single time you go through it goes, a pool of water! Every single time. What? Oh, I didn't hit it. I was going to try to hit the puddle again so you could see.
Moving into the final stages of the race. Concentrate. This is the crucial stage.
Oh, barely edged that guy out. That was awesome. I mean, again, that was not a super clean drive, but we got the job done. And you heard it even on the automated, out lap or cool down lap, a pool of water. All right, so we set 2 new records and came in first, so now we're going to get $2,500 points. So that's definitely worth a trip to the shop, I would say. I would really like to see what I can do to increase our grip a little bit. So engine's not going to help with that. The throttle servo is not going to help with that. Steering servo will help with that. And we could upgrade to the EX servo. So let's do that. And then do a tune-up here. And then I'm going to go race that same race again. Because, again, we need a little bit more money. Sometimes I've noticed with this game, though, you can make an upgrade and like, oh, I just want a little more grip to go around those corners, and then you end up like overshooting the mark, and it's more grip than you really maybe would have liked to have. Because what happens as you get more and more grip, the steering gets touchier and touchier, whereas right now I'm going like full lock on the controller. Eventually you'll have to have a lot more finesse in how you're steering, or you're just going to like basically oversteer into everything.
Now start making your way to the front of the pack.
So far, I got to say that this is feeling pretty good.
A pool of water.
Pool of water. That should be your takeaway from this episode, is a pool of water.
Midway through the race. Stay cool and try to improve your
You see the bear makes a squeaking noise every time you hit everything, because as we all know, when bears get perturbed, they squeak. All right, we took first place there. Pool of water. Now we got to worry about running into these back markers. Managed to miss that pool of water. Hit the gas here. Bam. So you can see we got a course record because it's flashing in the corner. And then we'll see. Usually if you get course record, you probably also set a lap record, but that's not a given. Yeah, so that's another 2,500 points. And, with those upgrades that we made, now what we should do is go back and race the second. Let's change our tires back to the road tires. And then now let's go race that second on road, on course race, and see if our car is now good enough to win that race. Or did we win that race already? No, I don't remember. No, we didn't. Because if we did, we'd have another body. Yeah, we came in 5th. That's horrible. Pool with garden. Sounds like a bad modern art painting. It would be like just a portrait that was half green and half blue, and they would call it Pool with Garden. And it would be hanging in a museum somewhere.
Midway through the race. Stay cool and try to improve your position.
See, you don't really get much out of that boost. But, it feels good.
This is the crucial stage.
We went from 5th to 2nd, but I mean, to be honest, I think if I ran that race really clean with the car the way it is, I would win. But let's see what. Yeah, we got 4,700. Oh, 5,200 points. We might want to go check out, see how much the first engine upgrade cost. That might be worth it, or see what else. Yeah, just if we had just a little more speed. Yeah, I mean that's a lot more speed. Is there anything? Oh yeah, there's these carbon damper things we can put on here. I don't know. I remember putting those on the car and not feeling like it made that big of a difference. But I mean, you can get real nerdy with all the stuff that you can put on the car. I mean, some of that stuff, like, I don't even know what that is. How about that? We're going to go tuned exhaust set A. That's going to give us speed and acceleration boost. All right, let's hit it. I'm not using this, so.
The final corner is the crucial point. Use your brakes just right. 3, 2, 1, go! It's still early in the race. You've still got time to turn things around.
Like how the race just started and he's like, you've still got time to turn things around. Which, by the way, doesn't that sound like the guy from Ridge Racer? I mean, it could be, but it would be odd because it's not even the same developer. But, I guess if the guy's freelance or something. I'll try to have the game audio turned up enough this time that you can hear it. It's just weird. I feel like when I'm editing the show, I turn the game audio down until I feel like that sounds about right, underneath my voice. And then if I go, like, after I've uploaded the video, if I, like, open it up on my iPad or something and, set the volume to where, it's a reasonable listening volume for my voice, you can't hear the game audio. So, kind of frustrating.
Concentrate. This is the crucial stage.
I always forget about that last little kink there. Oh, I did worse this time. Wow.
Result.
You did way worse. Why did that happen? Well, I got hung up with one of the other cars, didn't I, early in the race? There's something else we can throw on here. We have, oh, I guess we could throw a new throttle servo on there. Let's do that. I mean, I did install that other part, right? The exhaust. One exchange. Oh, I don't think I did. Oh, that's the problem. Shoot. So now it's going to be maybe a lot faster, but we'll see. That definitely feels faster. You can make it through that entire, like, sort of complex of turns without slowing down if you get your grip upgraded enough. But you're upgrading the grip to the point that I think the game gets hard to play. But, to be honest, like, I watched some videos on YouTube of, like, competitive RC car racing, and I have to say that I think that, the level of difficulty that this game gets to is actually pretty accurate if you watch, you know, high-level competitive RC racing. Here we go. First place. So, like, I was sitting here, like, sweating, you know, once you get your car upgraded more. I'm, like, sweating, like, not literally, but I'm saying it's very stressful because you're having to react really quickly and, you know, turn really quickly. And then, like, I watched this race, and it was exactly what it was like. And I was just like, oh, my God, like, how are those guys doing that? All right, so 2 new records, plus we won. That's 2,500 more. But we should get a new body, right? Yes. Oh, this is the ambulance. So I'll show you the ambulance, but, excuse me. But like I said, it's kind of annoying. I'm not going to even bother going to the shop. I think we're just going to, like, dig into the next race, but I'll go ahead and throw that ambulance body on. Just for giggles. Okay. What's this one called? Tender Green Woods. Tender, that's a very odd descriptor for some woods. All right, so you got an ambulance, the lights are flashing. And then now that the race has started, now you can hear that the siren's going off, which is irritating. And I really don't remember. Oh, yeah. I don't remember this track, so there's going to be a bit of a get away from me, bro. Yeah, see, so that makes you want to upgrade the grip because we can't make it around that pretty basic turn without hitting the brakes. But, I mean, we're not going to do that well in this race, but, you know, being that it's the third race, we should get some pretty decent money without having to, like, win or anything. See, we're getting a little bit better here. Oh, wow, no. We were doing well.
Moving into the final stages of the race. Make a final spurt.
Yeah, see, now we just need more grip. Yeah. So we'll head to the shop and see what we can do on the grip front. I mean, we might need more speed too, but I think we need to do grip first. All right, $900. But so we got like what, 4,100 points? It said to play with. We should be able to do something with that. We might just want to upgrade our tires, to be quite honest. Yeah, we should go down to the number 20s, I think. And it's nice because you see we're going to keep the other tires. So it's nice to, you know, as you make more money, just buy all 4 sets of tires. And it's one of the things you can easily adjust when you're playing a race if you decide, you know, these tires aren't working for me.
The racing conditions are perfect. Go for it with all you've got. 3, 2, 1, go! It's still early in the race. Now start making your way to the front of the pack.
That's still not super grippy. Yeah.
Midway through the race. Stay cool and try to improve your position.
This yellow car is a jerk. Trying to get away from him. I think fourth is the best we can get. I don't even see where the third place car is. So, I'd still like to try to see what we can do about upgrading the grip, but the car is also just not fast enough. But fourth place, okay, we got one new record. That's 1,200 plus another 300, so 1,500 still. That's not too bad. I don't remember what we would get if we go back and race the second race. How much money are we going to get from that? Well, that would be over 2,000, right? So maybe we should go do that. We just got to grind for some money, basically. And I think if we can win this with our upgraded car, we should be able to win this and set 2 records and get 2,500 points. And then, of course, the other thing we can do is we can buy some upgraded off-road tires and go check that race out. It's not bad. The total race time was only 56 seconds. That's pretty good. Yeah, both were new records, and so we'll get some $4,300. So. We definitely don't have. Well, we're a little bit short for a new steering servo, but see what else we can, if anything. Oh, that's true. We could do suspension, although we could only do one or the other, so that doesn't really make sense. Oh, how about let's check. I never did this one before. Let's do stabilizer set. And then, well, you don't get much for your $1,300 with that one. That one's not bad, though. Let's do that one, too. All right, stabilizer set, center one-way unit, just so we know what to add. Oh, right there. Oh wow, yeah, I can feel that there's way more grip now. Whoa. See, so now the steering has gotten a lot touchier, but you know, that's the price you pay. Damn it.
Moving into the final stages of the race. Concentrate. This is the crucial stage.
All right. I think I could have won that. I could have at least come in second. But we're going to get third place money plus a new course record.
Result.
Oh, 2 new records. That's another 2,300. I'm just going to do it again.
The racing conditions are perfect. Go for it with all you've got. 3, 2, 1, go! It's still early in the race. Now start making your way to the front of the pack. Second lap. Midway through the race. Just keep on the same way.
Oh, I turned too soon. I think this race is probably a lost cause, but I'll take the money I get from it anyway.
You're moving into the final stages of the race. Concentrate. This is the crucial stage. Finish. Result.
Yeah, I thought that last lap felt really good, so we'll get 300 for that plus the third place prize money. I mean, I definitely feel like if I was better at this game, we could win that race with this car, but I think let's throw the off-road tires back on and check out the track that we haven't been on yet. And then just one thing I wanted to show you here on the course select screen. You can see, so there's six courses for each on-road and off-road. And then that unlocks a special course. And then I think when you beat that, you move over into the special one. And I don't even know what happens after that. So, all right. So where are we? All right. Yes, we're gonna try this one. I think if we could get first place on course 3, on-road and off-road, I think we could call it a day. Oh, this one's cool. This is the one that has the cherry blossoms.
Cherry blossom devil, work to Juliet. 2, 1, go! It's still early in the race. You've still got time to turn things around.
Just got to remember the track. Oh my god, I'm all over the place. I keep misinterpreting that elevation change as a turn when it isn't one. Well, second place should get us some money. I think a new engine is what we could really use here. Oh, now we got... That's definitely engine money right there. So... How crazy do we want to go? I'll take the middle one. Okay. And we're just going to go race. We're just going to do the exact same race. But, I mean, that's a pretty huge upgrade. So, my only concern now is that the car is going to be so much faster that I'm going to have to try to adjust to it.
The cars move onto the starting grid as the cherry blossom devils work through the air. 2, 1, go!
Oh, yeah, see, I really took off.
You've still got time to turn things around.
Good Lord, man. Other cars are just in the way.
Midway through the race. Stay cool and try to improve your position.
See, now the car is so much more powerful that it feels like you have less grip because I'm going through the turns faster. But to me, like, that's just one of the things that's cool about this game is all the tuning you can do. Where's this guy? There he is. Oh, he got hung up by that back marker. Go! All right, so now we got that one. So now we're going to change the tires back to the, on-road tires or whatever. And we're going to go back up and try that on-road course again. And if we can get first place in that one, we'll unlock the next body as well. All right, there you go. Making some bucks. Oh, right. No, we're not buying anything. We are just changing the tires. Yeah, see, now I can't make it around that corner. Oh, no. Gotta use the brakes a little bit, that's all. I got time. Oh, sloppy. Oh, come on. All right, he hit me that time. turbo boost got it done. That was super slop right there. You know what I haven't had in a long time is a sloppy Joe. That sounds really good right now. Okay, so 3,000 plus 500 plus new body, right? Yep. I don't know what this thing is supposed to be, but we'll throw it on there. And, I mean, we might as well go just give the next... You know, this video is over an hour long now, so I don't want to go too much longer, but... Oh, wait, we don't even have to go in here. Well, we could... I mean, now we've got $9,000 burning a hole in our pocket. I don't know. Might as well just throw all these things on there. Tune-up. Change parts. Road roller, and then we go to add parts. Okay. And since I have the on-road tires, we'll check this one out. Night Skyscraper. Kind of cool. It's a night race, though.
But the course is dazzling under the lights. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh my god. See, now it's like, it's so fast.
You still have time to turn things around.
Oh my goodness. But see, this is what I'm talking about. This is when the game just gets really difficult. Oh, oh my good lord. And this is kind of where I almost feel like the NeGCon, just because you have to move your arms all the way around. I don't know if this is really the best controller at this point. But this car is just so grippy. And, you know, I don't have this track memorized. It's too bad, you know, it'd be nicer if I could drive this track. Maybe it'd be better if you were playing this game to just race in all the races with your starting car, even though you know you're just going to lose, just to learn the tracks.
Moving into the final stages of the race. Hang in there till the end.
Oh my goodness. It's so hard to control this car now. Yeah. Alright, well, whatever. That was horrible. What a bad way to end a video, and yet that is exactly what we're gonna do. So, alright. That's enough of you. Turn that off. Anyway, that's it. That's RC to go. Like I said, you saw at the end there, the game gets really hard. You just need more practice, I'm sure. And like I said, maybe at that point, the NeGCon is not the best controller. Where can I put this? It's not the best controller to use anymore. Maybe it's just user error. Maybe I would get better at it with practice. I really would love to try one of those RC car controllers, but it's, you know, I think those are like $50 plus shipping from Japan. And I like this game, but like I said, I'm not going to get my money's worth out of it. You know, if I buy something like that. So that's okay with me. So anyway, that is RC to go. And that's going to do it for this episode of Weekend Rental. As always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.